And now, Drunken Events with senior correspondent Colby Tapp.
Thank you for joining us for Drunken Events. I'm senior Drunken correspondent Colby Tapp. First off, on national news, a woman in Southern California drugged her husband's tofu soup, and when he was unconscious, she tied him to a bed and severed his penis and put it in the garbage disposal. Turn it on.
Shit.
So, that woman's arraignment, the actual the arraignment has been put off for weeks for whatever reason. But she was a woman from Vietnam who knew how to mask some sort of sedative in tofu. But the man was released from the hospital last week, apparently in good enough condition to leave the hospital, having lost his penis.
There is no condition that is that good.
It's hard
you have your
to
penis chopped
comprehend.
off.
Still don't trust Vietnam.
Well, and miraculously, they supposedly were able to reattach a portion of it.
A portion.
Frankenwiener.
I mean, those surgeons must have been creative. They must have been very creative.
They used their imaginations. They had fun with it.
They had a
I'm
lot of
going to
fun
call
with
it a terrorist attack. It's from Vietnam.
Well, I was going to say it was penis security news, but I don't know. I wasn't going to go all out, but here, there you go.
Go on.
All right, up in 2012 election news. Not that it matters for another year or more, year and 6 months or something like that. But anyways, a recent Rasmussen poll asked American citizens who they were most likely to vote for in the 2012 election. Well, 41% of them said Barack Obama. And right behind Barack Obama was the Citizen Noise Exchange's supported candidate, Ron Paul, who had a 37% rating, only 4 points behind Barack Obama.
That is awesome.
You know, and this is almost a standardly corrupt poll that's taken.
Sure.
Meaningless nearly. But it's quite impressive because, at least it's not Rudy Giuliani or Sarah Palin, but it's our man Ron Paul, the end the drug war, end the Fed, end the wars in the Middle East. Man.
Yeah, he's got it all. He's a total package.
He is.
I bet he's got some sick-ass abs, too. You got to know it. He's got some abs.
For 72, he's an OBGYN. He's very skilled with the ladies, evidently.
Yeah.
That guy's queer as a blazes. Tried to put a hit on me.
But speaking for the Citizen Noise Exchange and the Drunken Events program, we officially endorsed Ron Paul's presidential campaign. I'm speaking for you.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Thank
I
you.
haven't gotten your opinion yet. You might agree.
No, I've been loving Ron Paul for a while now.
Yeah, Ron Paul's a good guy.
He's a good old boy. He's a good old boy.
You know, and not to discredit him, to mention him on a drunken news program, but he's a good man. He supports religious freedom, religious expression, freedom of speech.
The First Amendment.
He supports the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. He supports them all. He's not one of these backsliders, which is so characteristic of our politicians today.
More importantly, he doesn't support these wars. That's
well, and for a Republican, he was one of the minor few Republicans that did not vote for either of the Iraq or Afghanistan war interventions. He was one of the few Republicans. But anyways, that was too undrunken for Drunken
That was too
Events,
serious.
But we love Ron
coherent.
Paul here. We love Ron Paul. He's a
Cheers.
good guy.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to Ron Paul.
All right. This cheers is getting out of control.
Authentic.
That's that blast radius they're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
Coming off of
Thank God your mixer isn't in my way.
Be destroyed.
All right. We have an international crisis to discuss here on the Citizen Noise Exchange.
No.
We're officially putting We're officially putting the Australian forklift operators on watch here. Evidently over the week here.
On Earth.
Yeah, on Earth in Australia, to be specific. A forklift operator dropped a shipment, $1 million worth of Australian wine, valued at $200 a bottle. And we at the Drunken Events program consider this a great tragedy. They say it will cause great shortage in Australia and the U.S. for Australian distributed wines. It's a fucking tragedy. The winemakers, the
Winemakers?
the winemakers,
The ones who make mines.
the
Threw him
winemakers
off the
were
game.
quoted as saying that they were gut-wrenched and numb at the sight of this drop in what?
We were just trying to do some math on the.
It's only about 50,000 bottles. I mean, there must be a bazillion bottles of Jim Beam. Just
Hey, have you ever seen the Foster's commercials? I mean, they do it bigger than us, evidently.
But
big, bro.
Foster's ain't
Beefy.
$200 a bottle pieces of wine drinkings. I mean, I'm telling you, we can send, if it's such a crisis, you yourself, and I challenge you to do this, sir, to set up a emergency $200 bottle of wine, emergency fund for the poor Australians who can afford that.
Well, the
Proactive.
generators that power the
And
Drunken Events news studios, they require $200 bottle of wine per hour. We pour it into the generator.
Into the machine.
Yeah, it was fashioned after my own body.
You can't
It's
question
connected
it.
to his
It's science.
nipples.
It was specifically made for me, but it's a great tragedy because
So you won't
we go
accept-
through barrels of wine here at the Drunken Events program a day. I mean, it's what
It's
what keeps us going.
He's taking it intravenously. If you haven't noticed,
It's
in his
relatively
veins.
it's relatively tragic, but local loggers isn't $200 bottle wine. I mean, you guys are drinking Gallo or whatever it is in the Carlo Rossi, that
No, I
like
think this-
punch wine that you get in the big elbowing jug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when senior drunken correspondent Colby Tapp goes out on the town to seduce the ladies, he buys the $200 Australian wine. It's one of my.
That's a
Great
tragedy.
tragedy. Well, that's what I said. I challenge you, sir, to make if you won't accept the challenge
It's a
of
fucking
sending,
tragedy. It's a fucking tragedy.
then sir, you should organize the wine relief.
Hey, listen, I don't even want to look at the photos of this fucking event.
He's sad.
I mean, the
about
winemakers describe it was like a murder scene. I quote. And I believe them. I don't even want to look at it.
this. It's ugly, sir.
It's ugly. So, yeah, once again, Deke,
He's pretty heated. He doesn't want to help people, apparently. I'm trying to tell him, you can be the
a
cannon
what-
of light
what's
for
the
these
next-
poor, undrunken criminals.
What's
it's
the
a
next story?
fucking tragedy.
Well, I understand it's a tragedy. The gravity it's severe. It's apparently severe. And all I'm saying is maybe you could put a little bit of effort into supplying them with some liquor, because
He's gotta
apparently it
supply
flows
us
like
with liquor and himself.
it
You
flows like,
can't do
oh,
it.
I see. So you're going to take a little on the side in the nonprofit relief organization sending over the Australians
Yeah,
$200 bottle of wine.
the
That's a good
Colby
plan.
Tapp Liver Fund.
That's a
Let's move on.
fine
What's the next
plan.
story?
Turn it
What's the next
purple as
story?
fast as possible. There is no next story.
Oh, that is. Oh.
Deke,
Well, I want to continue.
Deke's
I think we
fundamentalist.
should get down to the brass tacks on this.
Deke's fundamentalist views on my purple liver.
I don't
You're an
understand.
anti-drunkite. You don't view this as a tragedy?
I'm telling you, I understand the gravity, the severity of this international
It was
tragedy.
like a murder scene. Sir, read the news. It is the fucking news. It's happening in your life, your world.
If some poor little baby gets murdered by some horrible accident or whatever the case may be, you don't go off just supplying them with liquor. You just say it's a tragedy and you move on. But I think that since
I'm
you've
not
been-
trying to give liquor to dead babies. I'm coming out as senior correspondent saying that. I don't know where Deke's
We don't
going.
support that.
No, I'm just not what I'm
No
saying. I'm
liquor
saying
for dead babies.
If a baby dies, it's not the first thing you do is like, hey, forget about the baby. Here's another one. We're just gonna cram her right in there between Jane and John.
That's what they do, though.
I know, but that's a strange thing. I'm telling Colby, if he wants to exact the change, I think that he should help the people who are going without over there. I mean, this shortage.
As a journalist, I am putting the Australian forklift operators on watch.
That's what
Here
we're
on the
doing.
Drunken
We're raising
Events
awareness.
program.
I don't
We're
think-
raising awareness.
I
I
don't
am
think that's
getting-
enough
I'm-
for a tragedy of this magnitude.
Oh,
If we had the resources, we
I
would
think-
totally do the fund.
if
I
I,
wanna
had a helicopter, I would drop jugs of wine on little Somali starving babies to make them feel better. Is that what you're asking for? I
It's
don't know.
exact-
I'm not trying.
I was actually
can't
asking if
figure
you
it
would
out.
try to organize the movement to do such a thing. I think that people like that would really enjoy such a gift from above. And, I mean, that's it. I mean, I think that you're a kindly man. I think
Jugs
you
of wine falling on children.
Well, maybe you could disperse it in the mist so they could
A mist?
so they could bathe in the mist. I'm not sure.
Wash their hair in the
I think the
Exactly.
CIA has a good recipe for that. We'll have to look into
Hep
that.
C or whatever it was, gonorrhea. Can't remember.
All right. All right.
Anyway, so why don't
All right, that was Drunken Events with Colby Tapp and Deke and his Confederate flag and all his Christian fundamentalist bullshit. Cheers and good night.
All right, thank you so much, Colby Tapp. That was another beautiful and glorious segment of Drunken Events. Things got a little heated. It was intense,
Sexy.
sexy, yeah,
Sexual.
very, very sexually enraging.
Sexually charged.
Sexually charged.
It was in the air. Everybody felt it.
I want to fuck everybody in this room right now. Right
It was
fucking
pretty
now.
powerful. Powerful.
So that we're gonna wrap it up here at the C.N.E. This is episode number 7. This is the Citizen Noise Exchange. Thank you so much, Jake, for the Pioneer Special and teaching us the origins of Pioneer Day here in Utah. We also want to thank Deacon Vixen Dickerson,
Dick Vixen.
Vixen.
Vic
Sick
Dinkins.
Dick Vixen.
Vink Dixon, Vink Rames.
That's good enough.
I'm Colby Tapp. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Vic Dankins again, and I just want to say, hey, it's a privilege. Thank you guys very much. Very illuminating. I'm going to spread the love after this. Everybody should listen. Read up on your amendments. It's important stuff. I was looking over them. I was amazed.
Just blown away. I saw it in his eyes.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yahya, I just want to say happy 24th to everyone, and thanks for listening.
Alrighty.
Shoulder to the wheels, Saints.
Shoulder to the wills. Or will. Saints. Whatever. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to sign out here on it. This is going to be a special sign out because it's Pioneer Day, Utah and everything. And we're going to do some live beatboxing shit for you. We're going to get this, it's going to be
Featuring
all impromptu.
MC Deke.
MC Deke over here, the truck driving
Vixen.
madman. He's going to, do some shit. So here we go.
I'll just do the Puff Daddy.
Okay, you can do that. All right, and I'll just bring it in.
Yeah, I knew it. I need a little bone, snare my headphones here. Driving in my Chevy down the RAT. Gonna go and chill with my homies. Gonna go myself to the SLC. Open my mind with Team C.N.E. I say, what up? Team C.N.E. What up? Team C.N.E. What up?